What is going on, folks? Stone Chef 710 coming at you live. As always, every single week, coming at you with episodes. I have with me tonight the wonderful, the amazing, the beautiful Amber Green. And she is going to be providing us with a little bit of conversation this evening. She's going to be providing us with some opinions on a few different topics, and we're going to see where things go, because when you have somebody else around you, you never know what direction the conversation's going to go. So, how are you doing, Miss Amber Green?
I'm doing lovely.
I'd like to thank you for being on Conversation Corner. You are our first guest.
Thank you.
So I would like to welcome you on here better than anybody else. I just see a good reason to have you on here, because you are a woman that seems to have a lot of opinions on a lot of different issues. And the first issue I would like to kind of bring up is what's going on in Tijuana, Mexico. I'm sure you've heard about the different things that have been going on with the caravan that came from Guatemala and all the very, 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 very southern countries of Mexico, and basically walked all the way up here. And they're not just here in Tijuana; they're also in Brownsville and Waco and a number of other cities that are very familiar to many folks across the United States and across the world. But I know that there was this story that was recently posted of a 7-year-old girl dying while she was in the custody of the United States. And it's something that really affected me, because my niece is only 8 years old, and Vincent, your son, is 7, 8?
8.
He's 8. So I imagine you can relate to that.
Of course.
What is your opinion on what we've heard so far?
Well, I'm definitely disturbed on the issue going on with children in captivity, as well as being held by our government and not getting the proper care that they need or shelter.
Right.
We're going on live TV saying that we're doing everything possibly that we can to make sure that they're sheltered, they're taken care of, they have clothes. But
it's obvious that they're not.
Exactly.
Because they're dying.
Exactly.
I mean, granted, it's only the first case that we've had, but I think that it's let's set that there. I think that it's going to be the first of many cases, sadly. I think that it's just the beginning. And, a twist that Fox put on the story is that
they're dangerous. They're terrorists.
Exactly, that they're dangerous, that they're terrorists, that they're coming over here to break laws and whatnot. And excuse me, if I'm not mistaken,
they're mostly males, and they're coming here to rape our women.
Precisely, these are the lies that are constantly being told. But also, I think in the story that I read about this 7-year-old girl, I think I read somewhere that her family members or her mother was taken away from her mother while trying to get over here, which asylum is so hard to apply for. I mean, it can take as long as 3 months, and that's if the courts are moving with any kind of decent speed.
Right.
For anybody to actually get asylum. I mean, from what I read, they're only getting 100 people through the asylum cases each day, which, I mean, in my opinion, I think with as many courts as we have in America, we should definitely have enough courts to do more than 100 cases a day. I mean, if that was 4 judges, that's 25 cases each. If that's 5 judges, that's 20 cases each. It just seems like an inconsistent number. to me, and I'm not a mathematician. I failed math in junior high. Um, I didn't have such an easy time in college going through math, but something doesn't add up there for me. Um, it's it kind of makes me think that some of these judges and maybe some of the officers should enjoy some nice DMT or some mushrooms. Get in touch with real life.
Whole
Before.
government interaction.
Agree. I totally agree with that. The whole government should take an experience through their mind to have doors that are shut open. Absolutely that should happen. I think it could only benefit our country as a whole, personally. Um, Now, before we get too far, I would like to lay out some rules for you. We have 3 rules on Conversation Corner. Be honest. Don't be an asshole. Always tell the truth.
Got it.
Now, we understand that sometimes telling the truth sounds like you're an asshole. But just because you're being honest and telling the truth doesn't make you an asshole. So that one's kind of open to interpretation, but we're honest. So fuck you. Now, something else I would like to hit on is I heard recently, I read an article where a journalist stated that he thinks, he or she, I don't know if it was a male or female, that he or she thinks that Donald Trump is going to wait until there's 10 minutes left in his presidency to resign office so that Mike Pence can pardon him. Evidently because he learned that he can't pardon himself. I've known that all along. If you didn't, you're a fucking dipshit. And I stand by that to the death. But what is your opinion on that? I mean, do you think that that's morally right? Do you think that that's something that should even be allowed to be done? Well, I mean, what's...
We're talking about morals with Donald Trump.
Touche. Good point. But other than that, I mean,
I'm not shocked at all that he's trying to find any loophole he can to stay.
No, obviously.
Pardon to anything.
I mean, he does want a second term, but I mean, do you think he'll actually get that second term?
No.
So
this last election, yeah, no, I'm sorry.
So have you heard that Beto O'Rourke out of Texas is considering running for president in 2020?
I have not heard.
Yes, he very, very narrowly lost his bid for the seat he was going for, which I don't remember if it was for Senate or governor, but it was for one of the higher seats. But I've read numerous things. Actually, one of the things I like to do on Conversation Corner is take a look at my phone, which I don't know where the fuck it's at. Hey, look. We got a phone. It's right there. So, one thing I do like to do is check out the Google News because it kind of gives you an idea of what's going on in recent, the last few hours, what's been going on. So let's go ahead and run it through an update real quick. First up, we have I have to take a snapshot of that. This is what I'm seeing. The Cowboys versus the Colts, with the Redskins versus the Eagles. Fucking symbols. Do you see that?
Yes.
That's on Google. Look. Let me. Maybe that'll help. Look at that. That's on Google. And it shows the Cowboys is the Redskins and the Colts is the Eagles. I know I might be stoned and halfway drunk, but what the fuck is that? Google. Anyways, moving on to the first story. Adam Schiff's plans to obliterate Trump's red line. Fuck that. Dallas ISD to make changes after student and teacher assault caught on camera. You know what? I don't have an opinion about that. Shit happens. Get over it. Special counsel slams Michael Flynn's criticism of FBI interview. Now, some say Michael Flynn has made false statements to the FBI concerning some of the questions he's been asked concerning Donald Trump. No, I will never say president and then that man's name or that word and then Donald Trump. You'll never catch that on any of my videos. Ever. It's wrong. Ain't my president. Let's see. Texas judge strikes down Obama's Affordable Care Act as unconstitutional. We also have Chris Cuomo. Now, yes, some of you may be wondering, is Chris Cuomo related to Senator Cuomo? Yes, they're brothers. Just get it over and done with, okay? Let's see what that's about. CNN's Chris Cuomo versus Kellyanne Conway. If I have to, I will call you a liar. Viewers think I'm too balanced. Let's see what the story says. CNN's Chris Cuomo and Trump advisor Kellyanne Conway get in a heated debate over anti-Trump bias from the network. Cuomo said that his viewers actually get quote-unquote frustrated with him because they think he has a problem of being too balanced. They expect you to be anti-Trump, your viewers, Conway said to Cuomo. No, they're actually getting frustrated with me because they think we're too balanced on this show, Cuomo responded. They don't want me to have you on. They don't want me to have anyone from the administration. Trust me. No, they're mad at you for having me on, right? And you know why that is, right? Conway asked. They don't want you to have me on, and my Aunt Rita said today, I don't know why you go on with him. He's not nice to you. But she's watching.
Okay. Okay.
Exactly. They don't want you to have me on for a simple reason. They accept, if not expect, you and the rest of CNN to be anti-Trump all day long. And you know it. You don't have the same viewership that CNN once had. The people want it right down the middle, where the centrist and moderate, and you know it, Conway said. The reason they get frustrated is they believe that you guys don't answer questions and that you spin a lot and you ignore what is obvious fact, Cuomo shot back. Are you going to call me a liar? Go ahead. You're going to call me a liar? Conway asked the CNN host. If I have to, I will. If I have to, I will, Cuomo responded. Oh, really? I dare you to do it. What is it I lied about? Conway inquired. I'm not saying that you're lying, Cuomo backed down. Where's the rest of the story? What the fuck? It just fucking ended with Cuomo backing down like a bitch? You fucking cock monkey. What the fuck is wrong with you? I'm a better person than that. Thank you. See?
You're welcome.
A witness. It's not just my opinion. Somebody else agrees with me. So no matter how many people are against me, I'm right because I have at least one person that agrees with me. Anyways. Harvey Weinstein. Harvey Weinstein bragged of sex with Jennifer Lawrence, lawsuit claims. Jennifer Lawrence is pretty hot. And Harvey Weinstein has no business getting a woman that hot. I mean, look at the comparison. What do you think? Does that go together? Even on a one-night stand? I mean, just what is your opinion of these two individuals? Do you think they belong together? Do you think they should ever fuck? I don't. Let's see what's next. California court blocks governor's pardon of Cambodian refugee who killed a woman when he was 14. Here's a juvenile. Maybe he had reason. Let him go. Hyundai Kona. Not interested. Satanic Temple says its State House statue is not an attack. Now, some of you will know that I believe it was Carbondale, Virginia, that they put their statue in at the Capitol. Let me see. Let me go to the story real quick. Illinois' capital. Sorry. It was the Illinois Capitol that the Satanic Temple put a statue in. And apparently they've been getting a lot of flack. Now, understand, okay, there's different types of satanic temples, okay? Just because you're involved with a satanic temple doesn't make you an immediate bad person or all this bad juju. Take the Diluvian Satanists. Or, I know I'm getting the words fucked up, but there's a branch of Satanists that literally believe in making yourself stronger and a better person and treating everybody with respect. So, you know, Satanism doesn't necessarily carry with it a lot of the stereotypes that you might think. I'm sorry?
Doesn't always represent evil.
Yes, it doesn't always represent evil. There's different branches of different types of religion. Some are for good, some are for evil. Some talk about killing other religions, some don't. So it's all dependent upon which side you're on, how much understanding you have of it. So just because somebody is a Satanist doesn't make them a bad person. They more often than not have more common sense than people that have religion, and that's the truth. But it says here, it's their constitutional right, and as a minority religion, they see it as a vital one. Plus, who's to say the members of the Satanic Temple aren't celebrating something in December? Those are the highlights two leaders from the Satanic Temple of Chicago described as their reasoning for installing a statue in the Illinois Capitol Rotunda alongside a nativity scene in the menorah.
It's pretty bold.
The Satanic Temple statue, which shows a young woman's forearm and hand holding an apple and encircled by a snake, and stands about 4.5 feet high, including a large rectangular base bearing the phrase, "Knowledge is the greatest gift," has caused considerable hubbub from the delegation of downstate legislators. Lex Manticore, Satanic Temple Chicago spokesperson, and co-chapter head Lux Armiger, chairperson and co-chapter head, said in an interview Friday their group wants to be included in a place that's meant to represent all people. It says, we wanted to provide an alternative religious perspective that doesn't often get heard, Armiger said. The religious majority, Abrahamic faiths, including Christianity and Judaism, often dominate the discourse, he said. The members of the Satanic Temple of Chicago, which is the only official chapter of the temple in Illinois, and includes Satanists all over the state and in Indiana, Iowa, Michigan, and Missouri, wanted equal representation along with other public religious displays. Now, I don't see that as such a bad thing. In all honesty, if you're going to give Judaism and Mormonism and Christianity and all these other religions a spot in the Illinois Capitol, you should absolutely have a spot for the people, for the unconventional faiths. Because even though it is considered evil because it's Satanism, it's still a faith. They still have a right to express their emotions and their thoughts and their feelings about what's going on in the world and about their book and about what they believe, about what they worship. They have that right. Just as you have a right for whatever faith you have. If I had a faith, I would have that right for whatever I have, but I'm an agnostic. So I don't have a faith. That doesn't automatically make me a bad person. Just like going to church doesn't automatically make you a good person. You see, we're all individuals. And I truly believe that. And I know that because we're all different. If we were all the same, we'd be boring as fuck. And I'd want to shoot everybody. And then everybody would die. And that's not good. So, we're individuals. Where you can be you, I can be me. This woman over here can be herself. Her child, Vincenzo, Vincent, I call him Vincenzo. He's my Vincenzo. He can be whoever he wants to be. We can all be our own person while still having that understanding that we're all the same race because we're all human. Black skin, white skin, brown skin, purple skin, green skin, blue skin, it don't fucking matter. We are all human. And that's the race that matters. And once we get past color, religion, and sexual orientation, and this and that and the other, and all this bullshit, then we can get there. But until we understand who we are on the inside, it's not going to matter. You have to be yourself. No matter what you're going through, no matter what has forced itself into your life, you got to be true to yourself. No matter what. Be honest, be truthful, and follow your heart, and you'll never be led down the wrong street. And this is coming from somebody who has no religion. So consider the possibilities. It's not just you in this world. It's you, and me, and 7 billion other people. You gotta make room for everybody. We all have to live as one on the same planet. And when you're filled with hate, when you're filled with disdain for another race or another country or another religion or another culture, that makes you the small person. So grow up, get big, bring yourself to the adult world and understand we're all the same. We might have different issues that we're going through, but we're all the same. And as long as you have somebody in your life that is there for you, to help you hold on, to help you see the light when you're in darkness, and you can't go wrong. I know I kind of took it away. I apologize. I kind of went into a bit of a lecture, but I'm passionate about what I talk about. So if you don't like it, eat shit and die. I mean, thank you for being on our program tonight. This has been the lovely Miss Amber Green and your host, Stone Chef 710. As usual, bidding you to keep your head up and stay stoned, folks. We'll see you next time on Conversation Corner. Peace.